have Song. Song, I just wanted to tell you my joke. Your name is like music to my ears. Good. Song can make things 10 times faster than anybody in the world. And I suspect it's because he has a really cute kid and wife at home. So I've taken his advice, and I have twins coming in 3 months. To enhance my efficiency. Please welcome Song.
All I have to say, I haven't heard that one before. So, my name is Song, and today I'm going to talk about bites and babies. And I could be talking about this, but I'm going to talk about something even better. This. Because for the most part, these have been two things that have shaped my entire career these last 2 years. So you see, when we first had our first child, my wife estimated the amount of time I spent thinking about bicycles at about 60%. And I've done math for years, about 45% of my total time. And when we came to the program, we realized quickly that the program was going to take 75%. And then when we had our second kid, she was going to take a third of our waking hours and another third of what used to be our sleeping hours. So obviously this doesn't work, the numbers don't add up, right? And the only way I was going to survive this was to creatively combine 3 things I love best. Bikes, babies, and design. So I'm going to talk about babies and design first. So, word of warning to everyone and all the parents who know this, one thing, a new source of entertainment is not a reason to have kids. That said, if you already have one, then they're a great source of inspiration. Like it here, because his dancing actually inspired me to use this song as a soundtrack for a video I was making. In more concrete ways, babies can be really good at picking up all the screws and nuts that you don't want in the hardware store and also very good at picking out all the right tools you need, but in the wrong order to assemble the prototypes. In a more design-centric sense, babies can be really good at helping you build empathy when you're especially designing new products that require them to use babies. This is one of the first projects we worked on when we got here, a neonatal transport system for rural India. And so basically with Mariam, my co-leader, we built this 2-part cradle that held the key inside that babies like to be cradled close to the chest, as well as a slide handle. And of course about that from a polio carrying Ethan that way. And slightly further on, last summer when I was working as an intern for Orbit Baby, interns were all tasked with trying to explore new product concepts and building prototypes to prove them. So what I did was every week I would build prototypes and bring them home for Ethan to test and get his approval. And I knew I had a winner when I had to actually sneak this one around the back of the house into the car so that you wouldn't see me moving it and finding it lost. Then finally, babies and design. If you have the babies often in your arms, then it's a sure way to make more efficient keystrokes as well as build up some killer biceps. So that was, that was babies and design. And somewhat more obvious is the intersection between bicycles and design. But when I say design, I actually mean design classes. So we knew that she was going to come along in winter this past year. So I figured that fall quarter was the last chance I had to do anything big, especially big around bicycles. Which also meant combining basically all the classes I was taking and making one massive bike project from all that. So it all started when I found this in a scrapyard in Oakland. It's a titanium bicycle frame, broken. For 75% of the material for 1% of the price, I thought it was a great deal. So I bought it on the way, and because I made this I made a check for fiberglass before, I figured I would push that fabrication process and create something cool out of the bike frame. And so what I did was I put a styrofoam core around the frame, and then made carbon fiber around the core. And that basically became my personal statement, also called the Black Mamba, an allusion to the fact that carbon fiber looks a lot like snake skin. So this bike was still missing a figurehead. So what I did was I turned to my CNC machine class and machined a snake's head. And that basically became both a stem faceplate on the front of the bike, as doubled up as a GoPro mount. So basically, fall quarter was all about me killing 3 birds with one really large stone. And it all came together on the exhibition night when I managed to put everything in one display stand. But the icing on the cake was this. That's it, dancing to the video, and he has to stop. So the last of the session is probably not as obvious, but in some ways the most significant. Because where bikes are concerned, they've been my own weird thing for so long. And my wife will know this because I turned up to a second day dressed in spandex, and she was neither wearing nor expecting spandex. And I also sacrificed all my nice clothes in order to bring 3 bikes over when we moved here from Singapore. So bikes have been this weird thing, it's somewhat frivolous for me. But as my kids are coming of age, I realized that there's a great potential for biking to enrich our family life. And since my wife didn't have a bicycle, and because I secretly wanted another bike to take off-road, I decided to build a bike for both of us. And so we're kind of taking what is known as Stanford frameworks of the bicycle frame design and building class. So over the course of 2 quarters, the 15 of us, all shown here, spent about maybe 200 hours first practicing how to weld the brakes and then actually building our own bikes. And thanks. And so this is basically what resulted for me. It's a cyclocross bike that's for him and her, and hence aptly named the crossdresser. Something I did not consult my wife on before I put details on. But basically, the switch is accomplished in 10 minutes flat by switching the handlebars as well as the seat, so that both of us can ride it. Not at the same time, of course. So, looking back, and so I just added, this is our family of bikes that we have now. My bike, her bike, his tricycle, and not sure is the trailer that is for both. So, looking back, is this simply a case of the Stanford design program, the Stanford bicycle design program? Yes and no, because as much as working on bike-related projects has energized me, more importantly, it's reminded me and established for me that working and designing and making physical products is my first love, and that's where I will be working in the future after graduation. But at the same time, a lot of crucial, critical life changes have coincided in these last 2 years, moving from dual income and no kids to no income and dual kids. And moving from the job security of 6 years in the Navy to struggling to find a job because I don't have any work experience. So it's made me realize that there are much more important things than bicycles. They need faith and family. And on that note, I want to thank God, first of all, for being very faithful to my family, to people in church and to Lofties as well, who have helped ever so much in our time of need, especially with our sometimes one of these. And finally, I want to thank my long-suffering wife. And that's my idea right now. Well, not you. Because she left the job that she liked and family that she loved to come here and stay at home, first with 1 and 2 kids. And she's been a huge moral and financial support and a source of great design input as well. And she's an amazing wife, mom, muse, and critic. And this master's degree is as much yours as it is mine. So in celebration of our 6 years of marriage as of tomorrow, I invite her to come on stage so that we will do something.